Hello, everybody. It's Paul here from Bengals UK. A warm welcome to our online tailgate. We do this, if you're new to Bengals UK, if we're new to Bengalsdom, we do this every single week of the regular season. Before each Sunday game, we have an online tailgate there where we try to incorporate the elements of a real life tailgate into this online version. We have live music, cooking, eating, beer drinking, everything that you associate with a real live in-person tailgate happens right here on this tailgate. And as ever, joining me is Jamie Rowe. Hello, Jamie.
Hello, Paul. God, I mean, it's lovely that I get to talk to you for an hour, because this is an hour left where I'm not pacing round, sort of just trying to waste time. I am up for this and terrified of this as much as each other at the same time. I am just a bundle of energy right now.
And Peter Dadswell. Peter, are you the same?
No, I am worryingly calm about it, and I shouldn't be like this. This is the
I
Bengals.
can't believe that. I cannot believe that.
Well, yeah, that's what's worrying me. I'm worryingly calm. I'm looking forward to it, and I just want kickoff to start. I've got to be honest here. I just want kickoff to be here.
Now, obviously, the reason why we're nervous, have pent-up energy, the reason why we're excited is because the Bengals are playing in a playoff game for the first time since the 2015 season, but technically 2016, January 2016. We are playing the Raiders at home. If you didn't know that, you probably did. But if you didn't know that, we are playing the Raiders in a mere hour and a half's time. So this is designed to get you in the mood. And as Jamie said, perhaps take your mind off things a little bit. We have got a packed show for you coming up because we've chosen to make this show, this very special game. Obviously, we're hoping that we're going to continue throughout the playoffs, but we thought we'd kick the playoffs off with our annual Chilli Cook-off. Now, obviously, Cincinnati is synonymous with chili, their particular brand and style of chili. And last year, we thought we'd do a Chilli Cook-off on this here podcast, which basically means three cooks. We go into the kitchens of three cooks to see how they're cooking their chilies. Three volunteer cooks, I should say. And we see what they're up to. And then we revisit them later on in the show and we kind of grade them and congratulate them on their efforts. And yeah, that's all coming up. We're hopefully going to be hearing from Bengals captain live from Paul Brown Stadium at some point between now and 9 o'clock. But yeah, we've got some pictures. Obviously, it's an extremely exciting. I mean, the Bengals fan base has been excited beyond recognition. And here's just a few of the things that's going on here. There's Ben in London. He's at the Cincinnati Chili Bomb, the Cincinnati Chili restaurant. It's quite apt. Hopefully, we'll be going there at some point very soon. Let's have a look. What else have we got out and about in the UK? We have got reprobates Tim Knowles and Nathan Palmer down in North London in Camden at Belushi's. So if you're in North London and want to go and grab a beer and watch the game with these guys, they're there.
Look at that. I never knew that Nathan was so tall.
I never knew Tim was a ventriloquist, quite frankly. But yeah, I wouldn't trust either of them, quite frankly. What else have we got? We have got also in North London, we've got Sherry Lim, she's ready. She's up for it. She's extremely excited, as we all are. Let's see what else. Tom McDowell has been in the kitchen.
Oh, look at them! Look at them!
I believe they are tandoori wings. So Tom is set up for the night ahead, which is fantastic.
That's just the starter.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And what else have we got here? Now, this is cool. Dan Waite in Cambridgeshire is cooking up a Thai feast.
Oh,
Ooh.
yes.
Now then, have a bit of
What we
that.
got here?
Fantastic, doesn't it? And as you say, Pete, things are popping in Cincinnati. Let's have a look. At the Bengals bomb squad, they're having face painting and all sorts going on there. Looking good. And I believe this is the scene from Bengal Jim's tailgate. So look at that. Crowds everywhere.
Yes.
Everyone absolutely bang up for it, and can't wait for kickoff, as we can't. But
it's -3 there, so they've got to do something to keep warm.
Absolutely. We've got some messages streaming in. The Snap NFL cards, who day guys, hype is real. Matthew Morris, who mother day. Paul Croft, evening guys, who day, let's go. Stuart Baird, who day, let's have a good one. Duncan Price, who day guys, looking forward to some steamy scenes. I think we can. Andrew Knott, dry January is dead. On the Stella and coming in very hot. So excited.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Asa
indeed.
Shoots, who day, let's go. Melagio, who day. Richard Dyson, hi Richard, happy who day. Day. That's right. So we are going to talk a little bit of football. First of all, I guess, how are we feeling about the game first? And before we get to our cooks, how are we feeling about the game? We'll go into it in more detail a bit later, obviously. But initially, how are you feeling, Pete?
Worryingly confident. I shouldn't feel like this. I put this in my midweek forecast prediction, and I'm confident. I think if we could manufacture a situation, opponents, venue, and everything else that follows, how they've had to travel across the country, late game, finishing on Monday night. Everything is just lined up perfectly. We've just got to go and execute now. We've just got to go and execute. And we're well stocked. Our players are fit. We haven't got too many injuries. The stars are aligned. We've just got to execute.
Yeah.
When you're ready, by the way, I've got the Bengals inactives have just come up.
Okay. Well, Jamie, how are you feeling? Before we get to the inactives, how are you feeling?
Yeah, we're definitely favourites. I have spent all week just kind of doing the maths on what would happen next week if we got through this. Obviously, you don't want to kind of presuppose anything, and anything can go wrong in this game. But this is as good a chance as we've had to go deep into the playoffs since probably the late 80s. This isn't a complete team yet. And we'll get to this in the future. We're going to have 60 million of cap space at least to throw at this team over the summer. But this is the start of something big.
Here.
Okay, Pete, hit us with the inactives. Who's not playing today?
Okay, so offensive tackle, Big Fred Johnson. So I assume Dante Smith will be the swing tackle. Yeah. Trenton Irwin and Stanley Morgan.
Well, he was injured,
He was. So interesting to see who fields punts as well, and kickoffs. Josh Tupu, Tyler Shelvin, Wyatt Ray, and Jalen Davis. We may get to see a bit more Mike Davis. Mike Daniels on the defensive line, which would be good.
Interesting. Now, as we mentioned earlier, it is our annual Chilli Cook-off, and it went down a storm last year, so we wanted to bring it back, but we were waiting for the right moment, and now seemed like the right moment. So the rules of this, we've asked 3 volunteers. We put the word out, and 3 volunteers came back. We're going to go into their kitchen in a second, and one word of warning, we're not just in the UK this year. We're going to America to meet a Bengals fan and I believe a family recipe. So I'm looking forward to that. And if you don't know, Cincinnati is synonymous with chili. It's the kind of city dish, Skyline, Gold Star, all kinds of stuff. And they, of course, serve it on spaghetti with an enormous layer of cheese on top, or what Americans call cheese. And that's the kind of city dish. That's what Cincinnati is known for. And it is pretty good, I would say. But our challenge to our three cooks is to cook a chili of their choice, any iteration, their style. It could be fine dining. It could be conceptual. It could be their own family recipe. It could be a warming chili dish that we know in the States. But we've left it up to our cooks to decide what they're going to go for. So let's go to our first one. And our first one is in the US. So let's bring in Dean Merrick. Dean, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, guys. Honestly, it's I go between being nervous and thinking like, hey, confidence to nervousness to like, I just need this kind of to happen, and we'll go through it. We're obviously still proud of our team, and that just the fact that we're in the playoffs. But I think it's time, guys. I think it's time. We need to get over this. Everybody's healthy. I talked to Paul the other day. I was like, it's exactly the team motto. Why not us? Why not now? Let's do this thing, right? So I want to show you kind of what I got going today. Take a little gander over here.
Here we go.
What are you giving it? Oh, hello. Okay, so you told me earlier on the week, Dean, that this is a family recipe. And it's smoked chili. So would you like to just go through what's going on in that pot?
What's going on in that pot right there is a lot of meat, all right? A lot of protein. Basically, you need a half a cup of that, and you got about 3 days of protein going on. Right. So this is actually a recipe that I've sort of refined, came up with sort of a base of it, and have cooked it over the years. And every time I serve it, it's just an absolute hit. It's an award-winning chili, albeit at an elementary school cook-off one time. But every time I serve it, it's just a hit. And I can go to the ingredients later on. But one of the big things is a lot of chilies are tomato sauce based. My chili is not tomato sauce based. It is a broth based type chili. So it's probably maybe a little bit stew chili. Right. But guys, there's 4 different kinds of meats in there. All kinds of, like I said, it is protein packed. You remember, I don't know if you got that old chunky soup. This is the chunkiest of soups right here.
Okay, so let's have a quick whiz round your ingredients, Dean. What are we saying?
Sure. So you want to start with any kind of, honestly, beef. You can use a stew type beef. You can use a steak. You can really use anything you want. And then I use a pork loin. I got a whole slab of bacon in this thing, chorizo, and then, you do have your chili, your types of beans, so pinto bean, black beans, those types of things. Can of diced tomatoes. If you guys check out my Twitter feed, I went ahead and kind of shot a snapshot of the different ingredients as well. And you gotta have a little touch of the chili doesn't count if you don't have a little touch of hops and barley in there as well. All right, you gotta put a little bit of a dark lager or something will work good. Splash that in there. Onions, green pepper, as well as a jalapeno as well. So, and then some spices: cumin, chili powder, garlic, salt, pepper, those types of things. So the big thing that makes this chili though really just pop is that the smoked meat. And I didn't do it today, just kind of time-wise, but I've got a cast iron Dutch oven that a lot of times when I cook it, I'll put that in a Dutch oven, then I'll take it back out to the smoker when it's, it's kind of that, it's all ready to go. Then you smoke it for another 45 minutes as an actual dish on the smoker. You pull that off and enjoy. So I wanted to show you as well, this is a Midwestern thing. I live in Kansas, the state of Kansas. The wife got these ready to go. This is chili. This is cinnamon rolls. And in the Midwest, cinnamon rolls are what goes with chili. So I know, Paul, you had told me rice goes with chili, but here.
Yeah. Well, interestingly, I think the Cincinnati chili, the traditional Cincinnati chili, there is cinnamon in that that traditional recipe in Cincinnati. So
I have heard that.
Makes sense. Right,
Yeah.
Dee, we will be with you in about half an hour to see how it looks on a plate or in a dish. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Right
Oh,
then.
I'm hungry now.
Oh, game is big. Let's bring our next cook. It is Kev.
Yo, why would you make me follow that? There's like some Martha Stewart like cooking show vibes going on there, and now I've got to follow that. I've not got 4 meats. That's an absolute stitch up. So
what have you got, Kev?
So I've got a chunky chili. So it's in here. So due to some, I will show it to you later, but let's see if we can see what's going on. So it's in there. It's, you probably can't see it. You can just, you can see all the good bits.
See some crust.
Yeah. So it's got some braised steak in there. We've got an onion, chili powder. We've got some tomatoes. It's tomato based, unlike our mate Dean's there. And we've got some oregano. The wife doesn't like kidney beans, so we've gone with some black-eyed beans, and we've got some coriander. But we also have, now just to plug some chocolate as well, it's got some, instead of cocoa powder, I've melted 2 slabs of this absolute gem of chocolate here. It's from Sussex. It's 100%
cocoa.
Yeah, it's 100%
Good
cocoa.
Lord.
It's like a journey in your mouth. Just 1 slab. So that's in there. It's been on for
what kind of journey, I wonder?
It's quite a journey.
Yeah.
It's been on for about 2 hours. We've got probably another 15 minutes to go with the lid off. We're going to serve it with some tortillas that I've kind of covered. We've cut up, put them in the oven for about half an hour. Some cumin over them, some salt, and then some oil.
Fantastic. So that, I mean, what are you going to serve it with? So just the tortillas then? You're going to have it like a...
It goes old school, put some rice with it as well. But
nice,
I mean, the tortillas are the special bit.
All right, Kev. Well, we will be back with you in about half an hour to see how it all looks. And we're looking forward to receiving the verdict, the taste verdict.
Thanks.
All right, mate. Cheers, Kev. Pete, your turn to go big.
I think we've done Kev Paul. I think we've done Kev a favour. He hasn't had the time to be nervous about the game. He's been spending 2 hours cooking that up.
Yeah. Right, Andrew's down here, but there we go. Right, let's bring in Andrew Dockrell, shall we? Andrew.
Hey.
Hello. Now, you did this last year. You're a sucker for full punishment. You're back in a new kitchen. What's going on in the new Docker's kitchen?
Well, I've taken it down to the deep south. We're in. We're taking the Bayou Bengals. We're going for a Bayou chili. So we got some Cajun spice.
It's good to see you've gone Jamaican there in the accent.
Coach Joe's gone Jamaican.
Yeah, my Ed Orgeron accent does not work.
Oh, he almost dropped it as well. Christ.
I like the top, though. I like the jersey, though.
Appreciate that. There is a Bengals one underneath for the game. But yeah, the chili is looking okay so far.
Now, last year, Andrew, you went for quite a conceptual dish, didn't you?
I did indeed. I've toned it back in terms of what we're going to present. But yeah, I've gone a more left field in terms of away from the Cincy style and down to that deep south style.
Oh, it looks good, though.
So what we got in there, Andrew?
So rather than your classic sofrito base, as you know, Paul, your Italian background, we've gone with the onion, celery, and green peppers rather than your carrot there. So that's the Louisiana style. And then we've chucked in loads of Cajun spices rather than the Cincy clove, the cinnamon, the nutmeg. They're not in there. We've gone cumin, cayenne, Cajun. We've gone for a whole bottle full of hot sauce. That wasn't enough, so we threw in some
whole bottle.
Oh Lord!
Are you intending to murder someone this evening, Andrew?
We like it hot down south in Louisiana,
in Kingston.
In Princeton, yeah.
I know the Bengals are. I know the Bengals are hoping to get a decent ring at the end of this, but if you eat that, well, no.
Oh dear me.
Yes, all the gang. So, you like it hot? You're going to get it hot by the looks of it.
Oh yes.
how are you gonna present this? What are you eating it with?
Well, I was going to go for the classic Cincy freeway, but we're actually going to go for the Uno way, which is microwave rice and then cheese on top.
I love it, Andrew. Very good. So we'll be back with you in about 20 minutes or so, mate, to see how it looks on a plate, and most importantly, how it tastes. So thank you very much.
The good thing there, Paul, is we've got 3 really different types of chili, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. We've got some messages as well. Paul Croft, nervous and also excited. So watching Tailgate and having NFL Game Day on in the background to calm the nerves. Who day to you, Paul? Andrew, not trust me, Joe. Trust in Joe. Agree with Pete. Worryingly confident. The doubts are mine as a wounded fan, not the teams. They are new and don't have my baggage. Thank fudge. And he also said one thing about Stanley Morgan inactive. He is a beast run blocker at wide receiver, and we need Joe Mixon today. Gibson Acoustic. Chili is a religion in Southeast Ohio. Deer steak and chili for the win. Wow.
Ooh.
So doubling down on the meat there. Steve Siderich, Cincinnati here. What time is it there? We're looking at 8:20 now, Steve. Duncan Price says, Jamaican me crazy. Well, there we go. Andrew's accent has got a fan there. And Matthew Morris says, we all like it hot down south, with a cheeky little thing there. I don't know what that means, but okay, we've got a bit of time now to talk about the game itself. We are going into this remarkably healthy. The Raiders, I think, are relatively healthy as well. I know they've lost their talented defensive tackle. But we should have enough tonight, shouldn't we?
You think so, yeah. We had enough for them a few weeks ago. The score did slightly flatter us, but we were comfortably on top for quite a lot of that game. And I think the shortcomings of the Bengals in that previous Raiders game have been worked out by now. And we're kind of moving on to sort of the next level of what this team can provide. If you're looking at this entirely free of the baggage that has come with the last 30 years, it should be a Bengals win, and we should be in a pretty good position. The worrying thing is obviously Crosby and Ngakoue and trying to stop them disrupting what we do, but I'm pretty sure that we will have a plan for that.
Yeah, they did cause us no end of difficulties when we played them earlier in Las Vegas. In latter stages, obviously, the passing offense has just blown the roof off, and they've been fantastic, whether it be a T. Higgins game or a Jamar Chase game, and every game being a Burrow game. But I remember in Week 11 against Las Vegas, they just shut down the passing game. We had no pass completions over 20 yards, and it wouldn't surprise me if they do the same. But the difference then is we rely upon Mixon. Mixon loves playing the Raiders. In the last 3, he's had 3 career games against them, and he's got 356 yards from scrimmage in those 3 games and 5 touchdowns. So if they want to put the ears back of their pass rushers and look to get Burrow, I can see Mixon having a big game, holes being opened up by that O-line, and I see this being on Mixon tonight, unless game plans change significantly, unless the Raiders try and shut him down, and then obviously the passing game opens up.
I mean, that was my next question, really, because we did really... I mean, it wasn't working that well in the early goings against the Raiders in Vegas, was it? But they just kept hammering it, and eventually it came good. What are you expecting game plan wise, Jamie? I mean, would you like to see Mixon pound the rock again, or are you looking to see more of that pass heavy offense that we saw against the Ravens, the Chiefs, that kind of deal?
I think we see something different. I think we see short passes, trying to get the ball out quickly before the pass rush can have an impact. Trying to hit Jamar Chase out of short breaks and see whether he can turn a 5-yard gain into a 70-yard touchdown. I think that's probably the best way forward to attacking this team. And then when you get that going, you can start running on them, because that's the point where they get scared about stuff in the intermediate. All Mixon has to do is break one tackle, and that's a first down.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I was going to say, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but I'm going to use it in a way. We take what the defense gives us. So if they do concentrate on shutting down our passing game, we've got a running game. We are a very balanced attack, and we will just take what the defense give us.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, I think, because I say, we had a very defined. I mean, they are a poor run defense, so their approach in the regular season game was justified, I think. But you look at how this team has been beating up the opposition in terms of, Joe Boyd just kind of going on to a different level, really, and Chase and Higgins and Tyler Boyd. It's just incredible. So it will be very interesting to see what approach they. I mean, Pete says is absolutely correct. You've got to kind of play the defense that you're given, really, and adjust accordingly, really. Ceiling Cat says, "Houday, so excited. I'm trying not to hyperventilate and pass out before the game starts." Don't do that, Ceiling Cat. You'll miss the game. You'll miss all the fun and games. Keep it locked, as they say, onto our tailgate. We've got some more chili action to begin with. But while we're waiting, and we can almost hear and smell the chilies bubbling in the background, let's go live to Paul Brown Stadium, your friend and ours, Bengals captain. I gave him the big build-up, but anyway.
Is he there?
Here he is. Hey. Right.
Can't hear anybody yet.
How you doing, Jeremy?
Hold on.
Do we have you, Captain?
There's a lot of noise, and there's a lot of noise. Jerkiness going on. Can you hear me, Jeremy?
Okay, can anybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Hi, Jeremy. Oh, come on.
Well,
Let me hop back out and try to get back in.
Okay, here we go.
And come back in a sec. Okay, so
But that atmosphere is starting to pick up now.
yeah, I mean, it sounds it. It must be so crazy over there.
Yeah.
Well, Jeremy's reconnecting. Let's go to Moz and his beer reviews.
Hello, Bengals fans. Moz here with 2 new beers to recommend. We're here. Wildcard week. Excitement. It's palpable. I'm shitting it, to be honest. I think it's just the natural British way, and obviously being a Stoke and a Bengals fan, it kind of usually goes against us, doesn't it? But I am confident in this team. I am confident we'll win today. But there's always just that little doubt at the back end. It's like, don't do it, please. I think as a fan base, I think we are probably the most.
Well, I'm going to break Moz off because Jeremy's waiting, so we'll bring him in. Jeremy!
Hey, Jeremy.
Hello, Jeremy.
Okay, I don't know what the issue is with my audio, but it's absolutely electric in Paul Brown Stadium. I have never seen so many people pre-game in my life. Got the boys coming out to warm up. Loud already. Raiders do not stand today with all the energy that we're going to be bringing. It is absolutely electric. I can't remember the last time here. Absolutely bonkers. I bet we win by 2 scores. But I'll leave this on so y'all can watch. I wish I was here. I might try again a little. But who dey, everybody?
Bengals captain, let's go.
Who dey, Jeremy?
Look at that. What a beautiful day.
That looks nice.
There's Who Dey Baby there. Sean looking good.
Yeah.
Everyone with their believe. Things on. I think we'll let Jeremy go.
This is just getting my energy up. This is just getting my energy up now.
All right, let's go back to Moz. Sorry about that, Moz. I hope you understand. But
Hello, Bengals fans. Moz here with 2 new beers to recommend. We're here. Wildcard week. Eh? Excitement. It's palpable. I'm shitting it, to be honest. I think it's just the natural British way, and obviously being a Stoke and a Bengals fan, it kind of usually goes against us, doesn't it? But I am confident in this team. I am confident we'll win today. But there's just that little doubt at the back end. It's like, don't do it, please. I think as a fan base, I think we are probably the most deserving of success. I think because we're so unlucky at times, and yeah, he just feels that. But he generally does feel this is the right time. I think, and why not us, eh? Why not us? But 2 beers to recommend. The first beer I'm recommending is I've not actually had this year's edition, but I had the first time it came out. It's from Vault City. It's an Iron Brew sour. Iron Brew, yeah. It looks like Iron Brew. It smells like Iron Brew. When you first taste it, it isn't overly Iron Brewy, and also if you taste it, it's just Iron Brew. It's a bit difficult to say. It is quite sour, but the more you drink, the more Iron Brew flavour comes out. And it's a bit of fun, I think they're doing some cans these days. When I had it was in bottle, and so it's a lot more. I think it's gonna be a lot more accessible to a lot more people, I think. The second beer I recommend is, do I bowl this as the best lager I've ever had? Yeah, it's from Ganstala. It's their Haller's Lager. It's 5%. It is not overly available in this country. You can get it. Personally, I've got it from House of Trembling Madness. Quite cheap, but it's generally the best lager I've had, or definitely in the top 3. It is a world-class, crisp, refreshing, slightly on the sweeter side lager. But it's so crisp and refreshing. It's delicious, and it is everything what good lager is all about. Yeah, so they're 2 beers I recommend. Get through today. Well, until 9:30 over here. Just try and enjoy your day and have a lot of good beer. I'm having Chinese tonight. I haven't had Chinese for ages, so I'm looking forward to that as well. Not 100% sure what I'm quite having yet, but I hope you have a great day. Hopefully the nerves keep down. I don't think mine are. I think mine are going to get worse throughout, to be honest. Thank God Stoke aren't playing, because that just made everything worse. But have a great day. Hopefully, and we will win. We will win, 100%. Have a great day. Who dey?
Got a lot of people being very confident appearing on this.
That's quite apt that he waits until the biggest game for goodness knows how many years to announce that's his favourite beer he's ever tasted.
I love it. And the fact that he's thinking about a Chinese as well. You can see the cogs turning in Moz's mind there. Thank you to Moz. He's been through. He's been with us throughout the regular season, and it's much appreciated. And the same with Jeremy, Bengals captain as well. I know that wasn't the most technically aesthetic video session we've had with Jeremy before, but he's been good enough to broadcast from PBS just to give us a flavour for us 5,000 miles away. And I think even though he had technical issues there, I think we all got a flavour of what it was like in the stadium. People really go nuts in the tailgates beforehand. Everyone with their sort of Believe banners up. It's extremely envy-inducing, I must add. Much as I love you guys, I would have loved to have been at a playoff game in Cincinnati. That would have been fantastic. We've got some little bits to share while we're waiting for I can see them being busy down there in the waiting room. We'll revisit them in about 5 minutes. And
if you excuse me, Paul, my wife just brought me a chili to eat. So
yes.
Will you share the the recipe, the Danswell family recipe at some stage?
Well, I tried to persuade her to come on live and do it live, but she's a little bit too shy, so she decided not to. But it's well worth it. And we're going for a traditional on rice rather than nachos, because crunching on nachos whilst being on here wouldn't have gone down quite so well.
No, that's right. But the Bengals players are starting to gather a little bit. Well, they have. They're already there. And
I see the Bengals captain is still broadcasting some of the warm-ups.
Yes, he's broadcasting live, isn't he? Yeah.
We were speculating with the people who are not playing today who's going to kick off return or punt return, and they're warming up P. Ryan, Chris Evans, and Boyd for a lot of the.
Yeah, but Stanley Morgan doesn't punt return, does he?
No. That wasn't about Stanley Morgan, but we still wondered who might be.
Well, I thought Trent Taylor's been doing quite a good job recently. You know. Anyway, let's have a look at some of the players, the Bengals players. We've got Tyler Boyd there.
There you go.
Repping his quarterback.
Just like his quarterback repped his wide receivers the other week. Yeah,
that's right. Very cool.
Yeah.
And it's great to see Tyler, who's been with us for a while now, to get the success that he deserves. He's had a really good career so far, and he's never experienced a playoff game. So fantastic. And another fantastic image that I'm sure you guys have seen. It's CJ Uzama arriving for the game, but wearing a Rodney Holman 82 jersey. Now, Rodney Holman was the star tight end back in the 80s team that got all the way to the Super Bowl. What a fantastic gesture from CJ there. And honestly, if he plays half as good as Rodney Holman in this game tonight, then we're on to a winner, I think. Now, what else have we got? Let's look at the main man himself, shall we? I'm not quite sure what this outfit is. I think it's a Space Jam jacket, isn't it? It's a Space Jam jacket. He does love his cartoons, doesn't he, old Joe Boy?
He does. That's why I thought we might end up having been given the Nickelodeon slot on these playoffs.
Yeah.
But thankfully not.
Absolutely. So there's Joe Boy looking kind of cool, repping his cartoons there. Very good. So the players are ready to go. We're almost ready to go. We're looking at what are we looking at? Around 15 minutes to go until kickoff. Now we've got about 20 minutes to go in this episode. Shall we bring in our cooks? I'm not quite sure if they're ready to be brought in yet.
Do any of them look ready?
I think Dean looks about ready. So let's bring in Dean. Dean in Kansas, of course. Dean, welcome back.
Hello, Paul, guys. I got the chili ready. Unfortunately, I don't have the cinnamon rolls, but I do have. Come take a gander here.
Oh, hello.
I told you about the cornbread. Okay,
Yes.
so we got
There
the
you go.
cornbread going as well. That's going to be kind of that side. What I like to do with my cornbread is I get it to almost done. Take a little bit of butter, kind of put that butter on the top there, and then put some honey on that. So
Ooh.
my
Ooh.
mother always says either it needs more butter or it needs more sugar. So, but this is the chili. And
Dean,
let's grab a.
Dean, can you take us through a basic cornbread recipe for us? Because I think that's something that we don't. Look at that bad boy right there.
That is
Oh,
chunky.
yes.
And I've got it staged here with a little bit of single malt Scotch. Broke out the good
Are
stuff.
you all pushing the boat out? You are an absolute connoisseur. I love it.
So that's from the Keith
the
Floyd
cornbread.
school of cooking.
Yeah.
The cornbread, well, what I do is I buy a box of cornbread, and then I open the box up, and I pour that box into a dish, and I put an egg, and I put some milk. But here, I'm going to give you another little tip that I've realized. I put a little bit of vanilla extract in it. Okay?
You are all about the sweet and the spicy and the salty, aren't you? The contrast. Oh, you're a cheeky monkey, Dean. I can see it.
And then I put a little bit of applesauce in it as well. So listen, hey guys, if we're gonna eat, then let's eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, let's make this thing right. It's a special occasion. I mean, so I've got the best prepared for us. So, but that's my dishes we got going. The cinnamon rolls. Usually, what we try and do is we eat the chili, and then you time it right to where the cinnamon rolls come out of the oven right when you're kind of done with that first bowl of chili. So.
And do you dip the cinnamon rolls in the gravy right there?
Well, you can. A lot of folks will do that with the traditional type chili. This chili's so good, Paul. I don't want anything else inside of it. Okay, I just want the chili. I should have mentioned too. My camera lady, my lovely wife, said that to make sure and mention that all the meat that goes in it is smoked ahead of time. So earlier today, I got up, got the smoker going, and smoked it with a you can use a cherry wood or a hickory or an oak, something along those lines. So
tell us about smoking, because smoking doesn't really happen too much over in the UK. How long does it take to smoke a regular sized piece of meat, would you say?
It depends on what it is. So a lot of Americans will do a pork butt, and depending on the size of the pork butt, you're looking at somewhere around 4 to 6 hours, something like that. Usually around 6 hours. You want to keep it kind of low and slow, but you got to get it. You got to give it above 275 to break down the fat and stuff. Brisket can take longer. Well, it takes quite a bit longer. Briskets are a little bit tricky. If you want to smoke a rack of ribs, so a lot of folks will smoke pork baby back ribs. You can smoke a rack of ribs 2 to 3 hours depending. And trying to think what else I've done. I've done cheese. You can smoke cheese as well. Get you a big block of cheese and smoke that. Here's something else that's fantastic: is smoked pecans. I make my own smoked pecans as well.
Oh my goodness!
Where you'll smoke them up. Again, the butter, the brown sugar, you kind of shake them in that, and then you put them back on the smoker, and those are another hit here in our house. So.
Okay, we've got some messages coming through, Dean. You're proving a hit with the viewers here. Matthew Morris says, I really like Dean. Can we keep him? Maybe we should have a word with the camera lady there before you'd like to commit to that. And Jamie, you say have a weekly Dean cooking slot.
Yeah, this is great stuff. You know, I'm very envious of it. Obviously, it's good. You're in Kansas; it's a long way away. But if you weren't in Kansas, I'd be kind of hot footing it to yours just to get a bit of this action.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what. The Bengals, next time the Bengals play in the UK, I think me and the missus, we gotta make a trip out.
Please do. You're more than welcome. Dean, we've got two other cooks in the background waiting to come in. We could talk to you all day, but in the spirit of competition, we need to go to those other guys. Can you give your chili a quick taste and just tell us what it tastes like?
Tastes like a win.
Yes, there you go.
I love it, Dean. Dean,
There you
it's
go.
been a pleasure to see you and meet you. Thank you so much for volunteering. Thank you to Mrs. Dean as well behind the camera. And you will be receiving a prize, just to say thank you very much for participating. Enjoy that chili with your family and enjoy the game in a little while.
Who day? All right, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Dean.
Good day,
Good
Dean.
day.
Right, wow. Beat that, Kev.
Once again, I've been completely done over. Back to Dean. So let's change camera. Just bear with me. We're going to do some sort of
Okay.
plating. So here we go.
Very good, very
Got
good.
some chili, some rice, sour cream, some avo, and then we've got those tortillas I promised.
Look
Oh,
at
they
that.
look
They're
decent.
amazing.
Just to top it off, a relevant Mexican paste beverage. These bad boys are
The tortilla, they
incredible.
do look genuinely
so
amazing.
good. So
Yeah.
good. We've made these before.
But Kev,
Crispy.
that chili, you can just tell by the colour of it, the dark chocolate's in there.
Should we
Give
try
it,
it?
give it
Yeah.
a taste for us, Kev, and
So,
tell us. I
here it
mean,
is.
that adds a real sort of richness to it, doesn't
It
it?
does, yeah.
Yeah, there's like a really deep undertone. I've probably overdone the spices a bit, but yeah.
I mean, you haven't put 2 bottles of hot sauce in it like
No,
Yeah,
another competitor.
Wait till
No,
we get to
I'm
Andrew.
going on at Lou tomorrow, but
Have a
chocolate.
Have a drink of Corona if it's there. If you need to, have a
We've
drink.
got 2 drinks. We'll go with the
Oh,
Ooh.
there you go.
So yeah, that chocolate's brilliant. I love it, but these.
And
It's a
you,
little
and
one.
just to go through it with our viewers again, Kev, you sprinkle the tortillas with slices. You cut them up into kind of segments, and you sprinkle each side with slices.
Yeah,
and
so
you bang them in the oven.
You just get tortillas, cut them up, stick them in the oven for about 10 minutes, bit of oil, salt, and then cumin afterwards. They're really good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well,
That's me.
fantastic stuff, Kev. I mean, again, that's another high quality entrant. I must say that is amazing. So, thank you. Go and have your tea.
I will do.
Amazing.
Who
Thank you
dat?
so much, Kev.
What are you having?
So there's Kev. Let's go to our final cook. It's Dockers.
The standard's high this year. Bloody hell.
It is. I think.
He's
Right.
changed.
Okay. So we've had Dean in his incredible smoky meat. We've had Kev doing his chocolatey mole chili there. Okay, we've got JB saying, great tailgate, guys. I'm just checking in to say, who day from Chilli Cook-off, Ohio. May you Bengals fans enjoy this game, and we will see you again next weekend. Darren Wright says, shirt is on, chili in the oven, beers are cold. Let's go Vegas, baby.
Let's not go Vegas.
Right, Dockers. What we looking at here then? This is your chili.
I've quite literally served up the W, which is
Very good. Very good. A big cheesy W. I love it.
so we've got a bit more hot sauce, so that can go on afterwards. Probably not enough in there, so why not add some more?
I mean, your gastrointestinal constitution must be quite robust, shall we say?
I mean, it's probably not quite deli strength, but I think I've got some strength to it. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you gone for the bourbon as well?
Yeah, we've got the Kentucky bourbon. Couldn't get any Louisiana-based drinks or Cincy drinks, so kind of went in the middle there with Kentucky. And yeah, there's our chili.
Tactically also very astute, Andrew, that you've just before you're about to taste it, you've moved out of a white top.
Yeah, that was smart. It was also the temperature. It was getting quite warm in the kitchen, so layers came off.
Before you taste it, Andrew, I just want to talk about the disparity in cutlery that you've got there. You've got a regular fork, and then just this enormous knife there.
that is the preparation knife. This is all you need for a chili.
Okay. Right, do you want to give it a taste then, Andrew?
Yeah, I can do.
You want to give yourself a shot of bourbon?
Yeah, we got our beef chorizo, Louisiana style. I'll get my face off away.
So you're going for almost gumbo-ish kind of feel to it, right?
Yeah, I just kind of made it up as I went along, to be honest. But no,
That's
it's
good.
come out right.
How
Yeah.
hot is it, would you say?
Oh, it's down the house.
There you go.
That'll help.
Yeah. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. So what are the characteristics? It's just hot.
I mean, there's chorizo. Well, we didn't have any. I wanted some andouille sausage, but we didn't have any here. So chorizo's gone in there. We've got the beef, green peppers instead of the carrot for the base. Lots of Cajun spice, lots of cayenne.
No beans.
No beans. Although by the international chili competition rules, you can't put beans in your chili.
Oh, wow.
Facts.
So what are you saying? Your competitors are disqualified? Is that what you're saying?
I think so. If you read those rules, you can't taint your flavor with beans.
Well, okay. I think beans are welcome in our chili rules, to be honest with you. But that's another strong entrant. You've just gone back. You've just stripped it back. After your conceptual one last year, you've gone for the Louisiana chili, Docker's chili style. The Bayou chili, basically.
The winning sauce.
Well, now, does your partner also like chilies hot as well?
She's a pescatarian, so she stayed well clear.
Oh, wow.
I am, as a vegetarian, as a pescatarian myself, I am itching for someone to do a veggie chili next year. I know that's anathema to many people out there, but if you're a vegetarian,
I wonder if something like prawns in a chili would work.
Yeah, it could do.
If you're on a pescatarian bent.
I think what we might do next year is get one of our the Mexican Bengals group on to show us how it's really done. I think that would be good.
There you go.
But Andrew, thank you so much for taking part again. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for taking the time. You will be receiving a prize this year, I promise you. In fact, all our participants will be receiving a prize to just to say thank you for volunteering, putting their hands up, and of course we'll be doing this next year. So if you want to get involved, just give us a shout. But in the meantime, Andrew, good day, and enjoy the game, my friend.
You too.
Good day.
Well, there we go.
3 very creative entrants there. Very different,
right, let's whiz around quickly. What we're saying for Dean's chili. I mean, he went. You know, we had Laurie on last year who went for the full Cincinnati chili and just went to town. She made the oyster biscuits. She made she got the cheese and the spaghetti, and she did everything from scratch. She was amazing. And again, we've got an American person who's just gone to town. And I do like the idea of like the sweet and the savory together. So Duncan Price says, my Mexican cousin will enter next year. Dastadio Don Juan.
Sensational.
He's been on the beer already.
Yes. So, ratings for Dean out of 10, would you say? Jamie?
I will give Dean a 9.5 out of 10. I think that looked a really good effort. What impressed me the most was that he was reading out ingredients for his chili, and he just kept going. He just kept throwing just all sorts of stuff going in there, and that's kind of what food should be. It's experimentation. It's it's adventure, and he's brought the adventure here.
That's what we like, bringing the adventure into the online tailgates. Pete, quick mark for Dean.
As a meat lover, he's stuffed so much meat in that, I have to give him a 9 out of 10.
Okay, on to Kev and his chocolatey chili. What are we saying there?
I will give him a 7 out of 10. It looked pretty good, and I like the idea of putting the 100% cocoa in. I think, sadly, Kev said it himself. He was onto a bit of a loser going on after Dean. It was kind of after the Lord's Mayor show. But, if he wants to send some of that up to me in a jiffy bag, I will happily change my result upon tasting it.
And Kev will get an 8 out of 10 from me, especially because of the nachos as well to accompany the homemade nachos.
I'm going to give Dean a 9.5. No, I'm going to give Dean a 10. I just think it's amazing with smoking the meats, the cinnamon rolls, the whiskey there, all sorts of stuff going on. And just the chili as a kind of a stew, really, not what you would, associate it. And Kev, I'm going to give it 8 because I like the mole feel to it. And then Dockers, dear old Dockers. What are we giving Dockers?
I have a feeling. Yeah, I have a feeling it would blow my head off a little bit too much. So 6.5 out of 10, and that's only because I think he's overdone it on the spices, and I fear that more than I would want it.
Well,
Pete?
I like how he's embraced a different culture altogether to make a really different one, and I respect that. Whether or not it would be my favourite to taste, I don't know, but I respect that. So I think an 8 out of 10 for Andrew.
Yeah, I'm going to go 7 for Andrew because I really love the Bayou Cajun style chili idea that's in keeping with Joe Bureau, and but yeah, it's just too hot for me, frankly. So we have a winner, I think. So Dean's the winner, but you know what? Everyone's the winner. Chili,
absolutely,
ultimately is the winner, I think. So thank you so much for everyone for taking part. We'll be doing this next year. If you fancy doing something similar, Andrew's already chirped up saying #robbed, worse than the Boris Johnson investigation, this lot. Seriously, if you want to take part in next year's Chilli Cook-off, then please do. You do get a nice prize at the end of the day. We've actually hooked up with Skyline Chili. There's some Skyline Chili goodies that those 3 guys will receive at some point in 2027. So, right, we better get back to the football. We've got a couple of minutes left, guys.
Here we go.
Send us your predictions. We've had a bit of fun. I hope this has kind of killed a bit of time for you. But the time is getting realer by the second. We've got about half an hour to go until kickoff. We're going to be going off air in about 3 minutes. So drop in your predictions, and we'll just go around, do a quick round table now. Pete, what's your prediction for this evening?
31 years of hurt. That stat, the stat about no one's ever tweeted about a playoff win, ends tonight.
Yeah.
Why not us? Why not this being our time? Bengals 31, Raiders 20. Get in.
Great. I like it. I like it. Jamie?
I said 30-17 midweek in the predictions chat, and you don't want to get carried away with it. You don't want to get sort of swept along in the whole thing, but I'm going to have to stick with it. I think this is our time. I think this is sort of the genesis of a new era of Bengals football. So we'll go Bengals 31, Raiders 17.
Ooh, goodness.
What about you, Disco Paul?
Indeed. Wow. Before we end, I think this photograph just sort of kind of encapsulates it all, really. This is Nigel Granger and his son, and they say they are watching the Chilli Cook-off online tailgate, getting ready for the big game. Go Bengals! Wish we could be with Bengal Gyms or at PBS with Bengals captain. Well, again, we can't. But I hope that we've brought, some sort of nice warm-up experience to those who can't be there. We hope that we'll be back next week for more online tailgates. I'm going to say Bengals 27-20. I am a bit fearful about Crosby and Ngakoue, and I think Darren Waller will hurt us. But not to the point where I think we're going to dig deep. I think the crowd is going to be incredible. The atmosphere is going to be great. And I think genuinely we've got a great chance of winning this. We've just got to play, as we can. Darren Wright says 50-0 Bengals.
Hey, yes.
Okay. Andrew, not 24-21 Jerry franchise. Matthew Morris, I will go for the prediction of much beer drank and nerves shredded. Bengals to win by 7. Andrew Dockrell is back saying, "Go Bengals" in a Louisiana Jamaican accent.
Go Bengals!
He thinks it's a double-digit win incoming.
Oh, yes.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a fantastic time during the game. Let's hope it's the result that we're all looking for. And if so, we'll be back next week. If not, we won't. We will have a podcast this week, obviously dissecting what happens at Paul Brown Stadium in about half an hour, under now half an hour. But to play us out, we're going to play the recruitment video. So if you know anybody that is new to the NFL, looking for a team to support, I hope this proves that we're a fun, inclusive group. But we're always looking for new people to join the cause. So put them our way. But until then, have a fantastic game later on. Enjoy it. Well, obviously, we're not playing, but, have a great experience during the game. And it's a hoo-day from me.
See you next week.
Peter and Jamie, thank you so much. We'll speak to you soon.